kids, welcome back. Are you ready for another Christmas story? Tonight we are reading The Nutcracker, one of my favorites. I was a dancer when I was younger, so The Nutcracker was always one of my favorites. So we're going to get right into it. And since this book is so big, I'm going to read the pages to you and then I'll show you the pictures. So pause it if you need to get a drink or a snack, and we'll get started with the Nutcracker. Are you ready? Are you excited? It was Christmas Eve, and the snow was gently falling. Clara and her brother Fritz were very excited. That night, there would be a magnificent party with music and dancing, as well as a lot of fantastic presents. The best part, right? Fritz was busy with his toy soldiers, lining them up and giving them their orders. Clara put the finishing touches to their enormous tree. She hung shiny ornaments and candy canes tied with bows from the branches. "This is my favorite part," Clara said to her brother as she lifted up a beautiful fairy with delicate wings and a sugar plum colored dress. So there's Fritz lining up his toy soldiers. There's Clara with her little fairy ornament. She did a nice job on the tree, didn't she? Very pretty. What do you think's going to happen next? At last, it was time for the party to begin. "The guests are arriving," cried Clara, peeping out of her bedroom window. Fritz came running over to see who was crunching through the snow. "Can you see Godfather Drosselmeyer?" asked Clara. "Yes, there he is waving," called Fritz. "Come on." Their godfather was a famous toy maker. He made the most magical toys in the whole city. Clara and Fritz could hardly wait to see what he had brought for them. There they are in the window, looking for their godfather who makes excellent toys. Can you see? I can't even see you guys. This book is so big. Godfather Drosselmeyer hugged the children at the door with a flourish, and he produced 2 gifts. Fritz eagerly unwrapped a mechanical jawbreaker machine. For Clara, there was a wooden nutcracker in the shape of a soldier. "Take good care of him," said Godfather Drosselmeyer. "He is very special." "I love him," Clara whispered. "Thank you." "But he's a soldier," said Fritz. "He should be mine." "You can't have him," cried Clara. Fritz tried to snatch the nutcracker away from her. He pulled, and Clara tugged, and then crack! The nutcracker's leg fell off. Oh no! There's their godfather giving them the toys. And there's her mean brother thinking that because it's a soldier it should belong to him. And they broke it, the leg. How sad, they just got it. Oops, skip the page. Clara cradled the nutcracker to her arms and wept. "Don't cry, Clara," said her godfather gently. "This soldier has been wounded, but I can soon fix him." Godfather Drosselmeyer pulled out a little tool pouch from his pocket and quickly mended the nutcracker so that he looked as good as new. "Oh, thank you," said Clara, drying her eyes. "I'll never let anyone hurt him again." Everyone was dancing now, and the house was filled with music and laughter. Clara placed the nutcracker carefully under the Christmas tree and went to join the party. Yay! So the little toy maker, her godfather, fixed him up right as rain. Now she had her little toy soldier back. She's very happy, dancing at the party with everybody else. Finally, the last dance was danced, and the guests said their goodbyes. The family went to bed, and the house was dark and quiet. Bong! Clara awoke to hear the last bong of the clock striking midnight. "Oh no," she thought, "I left the nutcracker all alone under the tree." Clara tiptoed downstairs and crept under the Christmas tree, holding the nutcracker protectively. Suddenly, the tree started to grow, taller and taller. Or was it just that Clara was shrinking. "What's happening?" she cried. Oh my goodness, that would be pretty scary. All of a sudden, the tree's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Look how big the ornament is, and look how little Clara is. What's happening? Do you guys know what's happening? "Don't be afraid," said a kind voice suddenly. Clara turned around. Her Nutcracker had come alive. Behind him, Fritz's soldiers were sitting up in their toy box, and Clara's doll was gazing around. Before Clara could speak, she heard a scurrying sound, and from every nook and cranny, an army of mice poured into the room. They were led by a giant mouse king with a golden crown. "Attack!" he squealed. "Who will fight with me?" cried the Nutcracker. The soldiers marched boldly out of the toy box. Oh my God, it's getting scary. Look at her toys are alive, and the mice have come to fight them. What's going to happen? Oh my goodness. "To battle!" ordered the Nutcracker. The soldiers shouted and cheered, and the mice squealed and squeaked. Suddenly, Clara saw the Mouse King spring forward toward her beloved Nutcracker, baring his teeth. "No!" cried Clara. She snatched off her slipper and hurled it at the Mouse King. He fell to the ground with a cry, and his crown tumbled from his head. With their leader defeated, the mice scurried away in fear. The battle was won. Oh my goodness, look how scary. The mice fighting with the toy soldiers, and there's Clara. She threw her shoe, knocked off his crown, and knocked him out cold. Good job, Clara, with that evil Mouse King. Yuck, I don't like mice, they're creepy. Creepy crawlies, and they poop on everything. The Nutcracker picked up Clara's slipper and placed it on her foot. She gasped. The Nutcracker had been transformed into a handsome prince. "I owe you my life, Princess Clara," he said. "You broke the spell that was put on me long ago by a wicked mouse queen." "I'm glad that you are safe," said Clara, "but you are mistaken. I'm not a princess." "Are you sure?" asked the prince. Clara looked down and saw that she was wearing a glittering gown and satin shoes. "Come," said the prince, "I am going to take you on a wonderful adventure." Oh my God, he is a prince. He's going to take her, and she's got a pretty dress on and a crown on her head. How is this happening? What's going on? The walls of the living room seemed to fade away, and a beautiful sleigh drew up in front of them, led by 2 reindeer. Clara and the prince climbed aboard, and they were swept high into the sky among the sparkling stars. Suddenly, Clara caught sight of a magical land down below. Lollipop trees shimmered on cotton candy hills. There were gingerbread houses and rivers of honey and an orange-scented breeze. "Where are we?" gasped Clara. "This is the kingdom of sweets," said the prince. "I want to live there. I would eat everything." There they are on the sleigh. The 2 reindeer. Look at all them yummy things we could eat. It's like Willy Wonka's house. I would eat all the cotton candy. The sleigh landed beside a rose-covered lake and changed into a sea chariot pulled by dolphins. Swans swam beside them, and shimmering fish leapt out of the water. On the far side of the lake was a magnificent Marzipan palace. A marzipan palace. Wonder what kind of palace that is. What is it, cookies? A fairy with delicate wings was waving to them from the gate. "Look," said the prince, "it's the Sugar Plum Fairy." "Prince Nutcracker," cried the fairy, "you are home at last." "This is Princess Clara," said the prince, and they stepped ashore. "She saved my life and broke the Mouse Queen's spell." The Sugar Plum Fairy hugged Clara. "Come enjoy the celebration," she said. Oh my God, now they got dolphins and swans. Look at all that yummy stuff. And there's the little fairy, Sugar Plum Fairy. That's why she lives in the land of the sweets. She says sugar plums. Inside the palace, Clara and the prince feasted on delicious cakes and sweets. They watched in wonder as dancers from every corner of the world whirled around the room. Then it was the Sugar Plum's fairy's turn. Clara, that's a mouthful. Sugar Plum Fairy's turn. Clara had never seen such dancing. She twirled and twirled until all Clara could see was the blur of her plum-colored dress. Clara's eyelids began to droop. Her adventures had made her tired. The sound of the music became fainter and fainter. Oh my goodness, she's having so much fun. She got so tired. Dancing and twirling and eating all them sweets. Eating sweets makes me tired too. When Clara woke up on Christmas morning, she found herself curled up under the Christmas tree next to the Nutcracker. Toys were strewn across the floor, and her parents were standing over her. "What are you doing?" asked her father. "Oh, I've had the most wonderful adventure," said Clara. She told her parents all about the Mouse King, the Nutcracker Prince, and the Kingdom of Sweets. "It was just a dream, darling," said her mother. Clara gazed up at the sugar plum colored fairy on the top of the tree. Then she looked at the wooden nutcracker in her hands. "Perhaps it was," she said. Suddenly, Clara noticed something glinting on the carpet, and a smile spread across her face. It was a tiny golden crown. Maybe it wasn't a dream. Remember she knocked the crown off the Mouse King's head? I don't think it was a dream. Do you? "Merry Christmas, Prince Nutcracker," she whispered. She didn't think it was a dream either. She thinks it's real. The end. What an amazing story. The Nutcracker was one of my favorites, and you can go and see it in a play, maybe not this year because of the big worldwide bug, but maybe next year you can ask your parents to go see the Nutcracker. They have beautiful dancers. I danced it when I was little, and it was so much fun. Thank you for coming back and having another Christmas story with me. Be good because Santa is watching. And you should always be good because you should strive to be good people in this world. Right, kids? I love you all. See you next time. Love and light. Maybe. Bye, kids.